NBA totals for Monday, November 21st. We got 5 games on the card, so we're going to jump right in. Don't forget to check out SBR. Look for the sportsbook reviews. All the numbers are there, and they're always moving, so be sure to check those lines out as well. Also, really important, we got some sportsbook sign-up bonuses you do want to look into, as well as the blacklist of sportsbooks you don't want to join, so be sure to check out SBR, and let's go ahead. Let's get after it. Here we go. We got Phoenix and Washington. A quick note as well, you might want to check out my NCAA basketball segment. We had a really good day yesterday, so you might want to go ahead and check that one out as well. This is our NBA one, and we'll be continuing to do this throughout the season. All right, here we go. We got Phoenix and Washington, 198 set by odds makers. I'm going to go under the total. We got Phoenix right now averaging 108.4 points per game. I think Booker's going to play. I didn't see anything else on the injury report, so maybe you guys who are a little bit more in tune with that stuff can let me know, because this number looks off. It should be well over 210, but it's at 198, and I'm going to go under as a number play. You got Washington. They're getting up. They're scoring, 102.6 points per game. Both teams are giving up a lot, with Phoenix, allowing over 114 points per game, ranking last in the NBA. Attempts, Phoenix, they're the fastest team in the NBA, getting up 90.5 attempts. But I think the key tonight is, first of all, Scott Brooks has mentioned to Washington, they have got to play better defense. So I think they're going to ratchet things, clamp things down on a Phoenix team that can really go up tempo on them. But right now, Washington's allowing opponents to get up just under 84 attempts per game. That's pretty reasonable. That's pretty solid by them. So look for Washington to do a good job defensively against Phoenix and to go ahead and keep this under the 198. Next one up, we got Miami and Philadelphia. I'm going to go over the 198 on this one. This one really also, again, looked a little bit off. You got Miami averaging 96.2 points per game. Philadelphia is averaging just 97.8 points per game. Now, Miami, they're one of the better defensive teams in the league. So, you think, well, how's Philadelphia going to score? Well, I think we're going to see more of a really up-tempo game, despite the fact Miami doesn't score very well, mostly because they're shooting under 43%. Attempts, they go. I mean, they're averaging over 87 attempts per game. That ranks 7th in the NBA. And Philadelphia is happy to allow attempts, allowing opponents to get up over 89. So I think we're going to see an up and down affair. Miami's going to score a lot against a Philadelphia team that is very poor on the defensive end, allowing opponents to shoot almost 47% from the field. Miami's much better. They're one of the best defensive teams, like I mentioned, statistically across the board. Opponents are shooting just 42% against them. That ranks 2nd in the league. But I think Miami's going to put up well over 100 against Philadelphia, and Philadelphia at home, I think they're going to be able to keep up enough. I mean, right now, although Philadelphia, they're only averaging about 98 points per game, they're not shooting the dredge. I mean, they're shooting almost 44% from the field. So they should be able to score even against a good Miami team. So I'm going to take over the total of Miami and Philadelphia over the 198. All right, we got Memphis and Charlotte. This line actually dropped from 195 to 194. I'm still going to grab the under on this, under the 194 between the Grizzlies and the Hornets. You got Memphis averaging 96.8 points per game, 4-game winning streak as well. Charlotte, they're scoring 105.9 points per game, but both these teams can play some defense. You got Memphis allowing 97 points per game. That ranks 4th in the league. Now, Charlotte, they're allowing 101.2 points per game. Not great, but they're allowing opponents to shoot just 43.3%. That ranks 5th in the league. Then we go to Memphis. They're also really solid, allowing opponents to shoot 44.4%, but they go really slow. And they don't shoot actually that well. They've had a couple games it's just been an anomaly. Like last week versus the Clippers, they shot out of their minds, but they only shoot 42.3% from the field. That ranks 3rd to last in the NBA. I don't think they're going to score a lot tonight. And because of their tempo and their pace, they get up 81.7 attempts per game. That's 2nd and last in the league. And Charlotte's not really that fast. They're a little bit quicker. Well, they're decently quicker. I mean, they average 87 attempts per game. So that is quite a bit quicker. So I'm corrected. Correct me about that. I made a mistake on that. They do actually go decently fast. However, Memphis overall, the way they control tempo, I mean, they're allowing opponents to get up just 76 attempts per game. They're ranked 1st in the NBA. So Charlotte, with their opponent shooting percentage, and with Memphis, the way they control tempo, and they're playing some decent defense, I think we're going to see we're going to get a low scoring affair under that 194. So I'm going to go under the 194 with Memphis, Charlotte. Sorry for that little mistake I made while we're going over these numbers. Next one up, here we go. We got Houston and Detroit, 204 set by odds makers, and I'm going to go over the total. Houston, they're averaging 109 points per game. That ranks 3rd in the NBA. Detroit has been mostly a defensive team this year, averaging just 97 points per game. And they're playing really good defense, allowing just 97 points per game as well. That ranks fifth in the NBA. Houston's allowing 104.9 points per game, but Detroit is that type of team that if they play a team that goes up tempo, they will go up tempo as well. So right now, Houston, they're slowly, if you noticed this last week, they're slowly have gone up in their attempts. They're starting to really push tempo more. They're getting up 86 attempts per game. And they're allowing about 85 attempts per game, which is decent, but they're shooting out of their minds. They're averaging over 46% from the field, and they're shooting over 37% from distance. Just really solid and really, really efficient. Detroit, their numbers are not that great, but I think the way the tempo is going to go tonight is going to really benefit them as well. They're getting up over 87 attempts per game. So with both these teams, I think they can both score. Reggie Jackson's still out for Detroit, but I think this is going to be more of an up and down affair, and I think we're going to see somewhere closer to 210. I think they're both going to score over 100 points. So I'm going to go ahead and back over the total between Houston and Detroit over the 204. And the last one up we got is Boston and Minnesota, and I'm going to go over the 207.5. Now, this line also does drop, so people were jumping on the under early. I don't know where it's going to end up. Again, check SBR, see where the line moves. But I think Boston's going to come in, and I think they're starting to finally go a little bit quicker. Now, they didn't go that quick the other night versus Detroit, but they were coming off a back-to-back. Now they're off of some rest. So is Minnesota. I think we're going to get up and down. You got Boston scoring 103.9 points per game. Minnesota's scoring 105 points per game. Neither have been great defensively, with Minnesota allowing 103 points per game, Boston allowing 104.6 points per game. Then we get into some defensive statistics. Minnesota has been terrible. They're allowing opponents to shoot over 46%. That's right in Boston's wheelhouse because they're going to want to push some tempo. Right now, they're not getting up that much at only 85 attempts per game, but I think they want to go faster, and I think they're going to be able to do it tonight, which may be easier said than done against a Minnesota team that doesn't go very quick. But again, Minnesota, kind of like Miami, kind of like Detroit. Well, kind of like Miami, but kind of like Detroit. If they're playing a team that is going to go up tempo, I think they're going to go ahead and run with them. So look for Boston and Minnesota to really get up and down the floor tonight. And I think they're going to be able to score against each other. Some interesting matchups here. We got, Minnesota, they're averaging, 39% from distance. Boston has not been great defending the perimeter at under 35%, ranks right in the middle of the league. And as well, Boston, they're shooting 36% from distance, while Minnesota, they're giving up about 34%. So this is going to be, look, they're going to get up and down. They're going to shoot the three. If the threes drop, they're going to get well over this total. Boston put up like 33 pointers in their last contest against Detroit. And Minnesota, although they don't shoot a lot of threes at 23.7 per game, they've been really efficient, obviously ranking first in the league and making them. I think Boston and Minnesota together, shooting the three, I think we're going to see a lot drop tonight. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm back over the total on this one. Although the line dropped, I think that's wrong. I think this is going to be a little bit quicker than people anticipate. There we have it. All right, sorry about a couple of mistakes in there. Again, I'm breaking down so many statistics that I'm gonna make a little mistake here and there in each video, but I don't want to go back and then have to redo it again because this is unedited. So you have to forgive me. Please be forgiving about that, and I do appreciate you guys for watching and all the good comments that we get. Some of them bad, but that's okay. I can deal with those as well. We're still having a good season, so let's see if we can keep it going. Be sure to check out SBR. Quick recap: we got Phoenix, Washington under the 198, Miami, Philadelphia over 198, Memphis, Charlotte under 194, Houston, Detroit over 204, and Boston, Minnesota over the 207.5. And I wish you luck on your picks today.